Tonight at 10 for one Wisconsin family, the holidays are all about being together despite the location, and tonight they're hoping for a Christmas miracle. And a little good goes a long way. A local woman's desire to connect those with mobility issues to the outdoors is being honored. And Christmas cards give old friends a chance to catch up, but this tradition has a special twist, at least for two Wisconsin women.
This is News 3 at 10.
Hundreds of families across our area are spending their holidays somewhere you probably would never want to be on Christmas, in the hospital. Rose Schmidt introduces us to some of the tiniest patients who are now fighting for their lives tonight. Rose.
Well, it is very hard to imagine spending Christmas anywhere but at home with your family. But what's even more unimaginable is not knowing what the new year holds for your newborn babies.
You say hi.
The Petersons are all decked out for the holidays.
His first Christmas, too.
Gabriel will soon be one. But that's a milestone that's hard to even think about when something is missing from this family.
It seems like everything is falling apart.
As Alicia, Brandon, and their 3 kids sit in the lobby of St. Mary's Hospital,
We're here as much as we can be.
2 more tiny members of their family are in the neonatal intensive care unit, struggling to survive.
They're 2 weeks old.
Braden and Caden.
And to find out we were having twins was a lot to take in, but we were really excited.
The twins were born on December 10th, weighing 1.5 pounds each. Up until the last week, it had been a pretty normal pregnancy for Alicia.
I woke up at 5 in the morning one morning and I was having like really bad cramping. So I waited about a half hour and then I woke up my husband and we came here.
It was too late to stop her from going into labor, and she delivered at 23 weeks.
And the problems have just not stopped since.
Infections, brain bleeds, and blood transfusions have filled the baby's first 2 weeks of life. But Brandon and Alicia are taking each day one milestone at a time.
They both opened their eyes really early. Caden opened his 2 days ago, and Braden opened his yesterday. 3 days ago, we didn't know if they were going to ever open their eyes.
Parents who haven't even been able to hold their newborns yet, but want them to know just how loved they are.
They have stockings, they have presents at home, you know, from Christmas. They have a big, family that can't wait to have them be able to be a part of it with us.
There is no doubt that these little ones will have a lot to overcome.
They're at the point now where there's not really much else that, the doctors can do for them.
But the Petersons are hoping just coming to the hospital will make all the difference.
Come see them, let them see our faces now that they can see.
Merry Christmas, buddy.
Hold their fingers and let them know that keep fighting.
Alicia and Brandon are trying to balance work with raising 3 other children while trying to visit their twin babies at least twice every day. They're struggling to afford bills and gas. And if you'd like to help them out this holiday season, you can head over to our website, channel3000.com, and you'll find a link to our GoFundMe, the GoFundMe page that they have set up for them.
All right, well, hopefully they can get some of the bills that they need to get paid for Christmas.
A lot of money. Can you imagine 23 weeks?
Yeah, they could use a bit of luck.
Definitely.
Thanks so much, Rose. Santa got a little help from some Milwaukee firefighters this morning. He got a lift to visit some of the kids and families in the hospital this year. This video shows him outside of the Children's Hospital of Wisconsin. And earlier this week, Bucky the Badger also visited some people in the hospital. He visited with patients at the Carbone Cancer Center this week, hoping to spread a little holiday cheer and Badger love. The center shared some of these photos on its Facebook page. Turning to weather now, it was nice. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. I guess we are skipping weather for a second. Oh, no, we're going to Gary. Technical difficulties. I'm sorry. Gary, let's head to you now.
Yeah, had a little light failure out here in the backyard, but you can see snow on the ground right now. Still over much of the northern 3/4 of the state. A lot of this morning, of course, made it a white Christmas for some of us, but that snow is melting pretty quickly. Winter storm warnings and winter storm watches are in effect for areas north and west of the Twin Cities and the far northwestern Wisconsin from Wednesday afternoon through Friday afternoon for a major winter storm. We have an alert day in the forecast here for a mixture of snow and freezing rain, mainly north of Madison, and that'll be Wednesday evening. That will change over to rain by early on Thursday morning, so hopefully the roads won't be too slippery after that freezing rain and snow falls. Doppler track right now pretty quiet. You can see a little bit of light snow up near Lake Superior. Low temperatures this morning in the lower 20s across southern Wisconsin. We made it to 34 in Madison, but areas to the south that had some sunshine were in the lower 40s this afternoon. And current temperatures range from the upper 30s in in Platteville to 31 in Madison to the upper 20s to the north of town. There's a little bit of fog, seeing visibilities between about 5 and 10 miles from Madison eastward toward Milwaukee. And by tomorrow morning, those temperatures will be in the upper 20s, maybe a little patchy fog. We dry for much of the day tomorrow with a high of 38, but rain will start developing by late afternoon or early evening. And again, that could be mixed with some freezing rain and snow, especially north of Madison. More details in the forecast in a few minutes.
All right, thanks so much, Gary. A woman in McFarland got a big boost for her nonprofit this holiday season. AARP gave her a $6,000 grant to help her expand Accessibility Wisconsin, which rents all-terrain wheelchairs to people with mobility issues. Amy Reed shows us why this project and this help means so much to her.
Monica always loved the outdoors.
I loved my birds. I loved hiking. I loved just watching the colors of the leaves.
She made a habit of sharing her love with the people she loved. So it's no wonder she wanted to share it with as many people as she could.
It feels wonderful to have people be able to access the outdoors, and then they have this big smile and this cloud is lifted up like, wow, I get to see the birds again or the deer again. And they get to do it independently. It's not somebody pushing them around.
AARP knew she was doing a good thing too, so with the Purpose Prize Award, they gave her $60,000 to keep doing it. She's hoping it will jumpstart even more donations that will help her expand Accessibility Wisconsin.
AAW has a very personal meaning to me, and the personal meaning is about being able to do things independently with friends and family, and accessing the outdoors all at the same time.
She knows how important this is from a personal experience.
I went to miss some snowboarders that were goofing off on the trail, and as I went to miss them, my ski hit the slope, the side of the slope, and I fell. I'm basically paralyzed from here to my toes.
Through her accident, Monica had to relearn how to do almost everything, accessing the outdoors included. Then her friend showed her this chair with wheels like a tank, immediately giving her an independence she longed for.
You really feel like you're walking with your spouse or your hunting partner or by yourself as you're bird watching.
Over time, Monica was able to buy a fleet of these chairs, which she rents out, sharing a feeling that may be unmatched, even more than independence. The outdoors belongs to everyone.
When you're constantly needing help, you get tired of asking for help. So then when you find something where you can do it independently and you can experience it either like your friends and family or your social connections can, the reward and value you feel inside yourself is amazing.
Amy Reed, WISC News 3.
Monica is one of 5 people in the country to get this prize. Even with this boost, she could still use some more help. She's challenging people to match the donation right now. AAW is in 7 counties, and she's hoping that with the money, she can expand to all 72. A Wisconsin bakery owner has raised tens of thousands of dollars in recent years for people in need near and far, and now her community is stepping in to help her out when she needs it most. Jennifer Clark is the owner of Jen's Sweet Treats. Now, while she's not baking for her customers, she's baking and organizing drives for different causes, but to deliver all that good, she relies on a 20-year-old minivan that's got a long list of problems. For now, Clark's friends have set up a GoFundMe page to raise money for a new car, one that she can depend on.
Oh, a new car would mean that I don't have to worry about it, you know, starting at 2 in the morning when I leave for work, or, you know, when I go to do my deliveries, you know, do I have to pray that once I drop this family off, is it going to start at the next family's house?
Clark has helped out numerous causes, including homeless shelters, fallen police officers, and victims of natural disasters. If you'd like to help, search Jen's Sweet Treats on GoFundMe.com. So far, they've raised more than $1,000. Madison Ministry hopes a special Christmas meal provided comfort to those in need today. The meal was hosted by Hope's Home in downtown. The ministry serves as a resource center for those in need, providing things like meal programs and a food pantry. Santa also paid a visit to today's meal and handed out presents to kids. Well, the holidays are full of traditions for many of us, but one pair of lifelong friends in Hollandale has their own unique tradition that they wanted to share for their 50-year milestone. Take a look at this. We all have our Christmas traditions, but I bet you've never seen one like this.
They're getting kind of beat up. They look like they're 50 years old.
For 50 years, Jackie Gimpler and Evelyn Wire have been exchanging the same Christmas cards.
Well, I just wonder how many more years we can keep it up. I hope.
Well, this is
I don't think we're going to make 50, but
oh,
more.
This is only 50. We got all the backside to fill yet. Do we have to just write a little larger?
There you go.
Two peas in a pod. They've been friends since their early 20s.
We were doing everything together.
Now in their early 70s, they've managed to keep this tradition of trade alive.
She said, "Oh, Evelyn," she said, "you know, you're not very organized. I am sure that you will lose that Christmas card. I will bet you a 6-pack of beer that you will not. You will lose that card." You know, for the first few years and that, I went and I even put it in my lockbox. I'm not going to lose that card. You know what I mean? I had a 6-pack on that thing.
All for a 6-pack of beer. The booze made it worth the trouble of never buying a new card.
Because you're too tight to buy new ones.
The cards hold years of memories, keeping track of growing families.
Sheila, Heidi, Pootsy, Samson, Jackie, Brett, Brock, Pooh, Dusty, Freckles, Smoke. We're growing. Jackie, Brett, Brock, Gina, Wilbur, and oh gosh. Oh, and the Three Stooges.
Yeah, Bachman.
That must have been her fish, huh?
Yeah.
And their history of pets.
Sheena, okay.
Sherman.
Yeah.
Wilbur, Rascal, and Mitzi. I had lots of cats then.
I'm Evelyn, Bono, and Romer, 2002. Evelyn, Rex, Romer, Poncho, Lefty. The other fish must have died.
The cards have seen better days for sure, but these two still have many better days to come, keeping their tradition alive. In Madison.
Mark, Jackie, Brett, Brock, Pooh, Freckles, and Smoke.
WISC News 3. They're hoping they can continue filling up that card until there is no more blank space to write anything else. I'm guessing that probably won't be an issue for those two to continue that tradition. Still to come, Trump says the government shutdown will continue until the border wall is funded, and reporters asked him about what's to come for the new year. And welcome back. Church leaders used Christmas services today to pray for the victims and those still missing following a deadly tsunami in Indonesia. More than 420 people died as a result of Saturday's disaster, and 1,400 others are hurt. Crews are still looking through debris to find dozens of missing people. Around 1,700 people are homeless after the tsunami destroyed their homes. The Indonesian Disaster Agency says there is a tsunami detection system, but it was vandalized. Well, today is the fourth day of the partial government shutdown, and President Trump reiterated that it will not end without funding for a border wall. He canceled his Florida plans to stay in Washington amid the shutdown. The president spoke to reporters after calling troops to wish them a Merry Christmas. He was asked about what he expects in the new year when Democrats take control of the House next week.
Well, then it's probably presidential harassment, and we know how to handle that. I think I handle that better than anybody. And there's been no collusion. After 2 years, no collusion.
The border security fight between Congress and the president continues. There is news that a second child, this time an 8-year-old from Guatemala, has died in an immigration facility this month. The child was treated and released at a New Mexico hospital hours before he died. The Columbia County Sheriff's Office is investigating after MedFlight was called to an accident but had to be canceled. EMS crews were called out to Scott Township around 5 tonight for an ATV crash involved a 17-year-old boy, and crews requested MedFlight. However, services were then canceled due to safety concerns. Authorities cannot elaborate on what those safety concerns were because it is an open investigation. And Barron County Sheriff's is asking for people to think of Jamie Kloss, a missing 13-year-old girl, during the holidays. Sheriff Chris Fitzgerald is asking for people to watch for changes in the behavior of people at family gatherings or out and about in public places. It's been 68 days since Jamie first went missing. If you have any information, please call the Barron County tip line at 855-744-3879. We'll head on over now to Gary Canalti with our First Alert weather. Gary?
Well, Jamie, things pretty quiet around here after the light snow early this morning, but we do have an alert day in the forecast for tomorrow night. This is for a mixture of snow and freezing rain, mainly north of Madison. That will eventually change over to rain by morning, so hopefully that will limit the amount of time where roads could become slippery, but still there could be some travel problems if you're traveling north of Madison tomorrow evening. Snow depth right now, generally a little bit of snow on the ground from Madison northward from the snow that fell early this morning. South of Madison, very little really on the ground. Doppler track shows things pretty quiet this evening, but farther to the north, a little bit of light snow up toward Lake Superior is about the only snow across the state. Now, that will be added to over the next few days because a winter storm warning has been issued for areas north and west of the Twin Cities into the area around Superior from Wednesday afternoon into Friday afternoon. Winter storm watches are in effect just south of that and into parts of the western UP of Michigan. The GFS computer model shows perhaps up to a foot of snow into parts of western Minnesota and about 5 to 10 inches possible into far northwestern portions of Wisconsin, especially if lake effect snow kicks in. Still waiting for the numbers to come in from the European computer model, but it still shows the heavy band of snow pretty much in the same area. About 6 to 12 inches of snow as far northeast as Superior and about 7 to 10 inches in far northwestern Wisconsin. That's why there's a winter storm watch just to the south of that winter storm warning area. Live view from the Edgewater Skycam in downtown Madison. It's a quiet Christmas Day night across southern Wisconsin. A little bit of light fog. Visibility is about 7 miles in Madison. High today 34 after the early morning snow. Low temperature at 23. Right now we're at 31 with mostly cloudy skies. The air is calm, and notice the humidity creeping up to 85%. That's why there's a little bit of light fog out there. Temperatures are in the teens and single digits up in North Dakota and northern Minnesota. They range to just above freezing here in the Madison area. A little clearing to the south, keeping temperatures in the upper 20s across northern Illinois. Jet stream right now in a west to east pattern, but notice how it dips in the southwestern portion of the country. This is going to spin up a major storm system that will track just to the west of our viewing area. That will keep us on the warm side of the storm. So after that initial mix of precipitation tomorrow evening, that will change over to rain. This is the track of the storm, which right now is over parts of New Mexico, but it'll track northward. The cold air will stay just to the north and west of that, so that'll keep the heaviest snow up into parts of Minnesota and northwestern Wisconsin and keep our precipitation mainly in the form of rain after tomorrow evening. So overnight, look for a low of 27 degrees, mostly cloudy skies and some patchy fog. Should be dry for much of the day tomorrow. High of 38 degrees with mostly cloudy skies, with that mix of precipitation will change to rain by early on Thursday morning. Future track shows the clouds, maybe a little bit of fog overnight, low temperatures in the upper 20s. Highs tomorrow, upper 30s, but here comes that mixture of rain and snow. And notice by about midnight where that rain-snow line is, just to the north and west of Madison, and then that changes over to rain by early on Thursday morning. Thursday will be a windy and rainy day with high temperatures in the middle 40s. As far as the snowfall amounts are concerned, maybe an inch or two, mainly up toward the Dells for Wednesday night, and then rainfall amounts could be in the neighborhood anywhere from a half inch to over an inch in parts of southern Wisconsin. As we look at the 7 to 10 day forecast, those temperatures a little bit colder as we head toward the weekend. Notice, well, for some reason we've gone past that. Well, we can't get back to it, but we are looking for at least temperatures in the middle 30s for New Year's Eve, and then dropping back into the upper 20s for New Year's Day.
All right, thanks so much, Gary.
Sure.
Stay with us. We will be right back after the break.
Twas the morning of Christmas at Madison Square Garden. Not a player was stirring, not LeBron, not James Harden. The lockers were organized with the utmost care, with specialty uniforms for everyone to wear. The players are rolling out of their king-size beds with visions of SportsCenter dancing in their heads. The assistant coaches got the whiteboard and drew up the plan. The outline said, forget the zone, play man-to-man. During the warm-ups, there arose such a clatter. All the reporters checked their phones to see what was the matter. Quickly to Twitter, they flew with much speed to see online trash talk from Joel Embiid. The scoreboard lit up like the glow of fresh snow over the Bucks and Knicks on the hardwood below. when what to my wondering eye did appear but a new breed of playoff-bound, determined deer. With a new attitude so defensively quick, I knew in a moment these guys could do the trick. More rapid than race cars and fighter jets they came, and Coach Bud whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Giannis, now Bledsoe, now Middleton, now Brogdon, on Lopez, on Maker, on Tony, on Connaughton. To the top of the key, taking care of the ball. Now run the play, run the play, run the play all. The Greek freak winked his eye and nodded his head, and Bucks fans knew they had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word and went straight to work and filled up the box score with a dunk and a smirk. And dribbling the ball with a bounce in his toe, a Euro step, and boom, up to the rim he rose. He sprang to the bucket with thoughts of a dunk, and the defense knew right away they were about to get punked. But I heard him exclaim when he screamed under the lights, "Merry Christmas to all and happy Ball Nights." The Bucks playing their first game on Christmas Day since 1977, taking the Knicks at the Garden. Giannis playing some defense, the steal. Oh, and he knows how to finish. 30 points, 14 rebounds for the big fella, showing why he is a front runner for MVP right now. Giannis, more defense. Alonzo Trier finds no vacancy. Giannis coming the other way. George Hill finishes the break. Bucks win their first in the Central Division, 109-95.
The whole world is watching. You know, we want to show the world what the Milwaukee Bucks are capable of. You know, we went out there, we had fun, we moved the ball well, defended well, and we were able to get a win.
It was good. It was a lot of fun. Playing in here is a privilege, so a lot of energy. It's electric in there.
Usually, the Wisconsin football players get 4 tickets per regular season game. They'll get 6 for the Pinstripe Bowl. Starting quarterback, New York native Jack Cohn is up to 48. His teammates, in the giving spirit, hooking him up with some before Thursday's game for all his friends. The Badgers were thinking of college football playoffs before the season. Didn't work out, but that doesn't mean Wisconsin's not excited to play, whether they're fans, friends, and family, or watching on TV or in the stadium.
I think it makes me a little more excited, knowing that, you know, all my families and friends are going to be there, so it's going to be a cool experience. I mean, whenever I get the chance to start and play, it's just an unbelievable experience, and you know, I don't take anything for granted, so I'm just very thankful.
I think we're really just trying to play for each other and try to get this last win as a team because, you know, we worked so hard this whole year, so why wouldn't you want to get another win? So I think everybody has the motivation to come out and give it their all for sure.
Safety Scott Nelson said it took his breath away, it being the 9/11 memorial in New York City. There are a handful of New York, New Jersey natives on the squad, but the majority of Wisconsin players never been to New York City. Been to see the Statue of Liberty or all the sites you associate with the Big Apple. For some, it is a once-in-a-lifetime shot. Our bowl coverage begins tomorrow from New York, and we are back right after this.
Things are pretty quiet right now, but tomorrow evening could be a different story. Some fog out there tonight, not too bad. Visibility is about 5 to 10 miles. Temperatures just below freezing. 7 to 10 day forecast. Quiet during the day tomorrow, a mix of precipitation. That's why the alert day for tomorrow night. Then rain Thursday and Friday, maybe a little bit of light snow accumulation Friday night, and then quiet for the New Year's holiday.
Looks good. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of your night.